Hello and welcome to the End Step. Maria Bartholdi here with my boys at the World Magic Cup, and what a fantastic World Magic Cup it has been. And the way that we always start the End Step, of course, is with card of the day. However, this time we're going to do card of the entire weekend, and Matej's chosen it. What have you picked and why?
I've chosen Earthshaker Khenra because of two reasons. First of all, Ramineb Red deck was the most played deck at this tournament. By far, not just Ramineb Red, but also Desert Red. It was just an nearly 60 decks here in this room at the start of day one, and it was definitely a great choice, as we just saw. And it was a great choice in the right hands, of course, because Shota Yasuoka took down the final game and the final match. And Earthshaker Khenra, I couldn't find a card that better epitomized what Shota is all about. Being able to be aggressive in the early turns, like with a 2-mana 2/1 with haste, but with a powerful late game ability that can just Shota can just craft his game around and just win the late game.
Simon, there was some question before the weekend began that maybe there was an issue over Abrade, Chandra Torch Defiance, Glorybringer. That's three key components of the red deck that maybe needed to live somewhere else across this team unified standard constructed. But in the end, it seemed like most people arrived at, no, Ramineb Red is just very, very powerful, even if you sort of diversify some of the threat base a little.
Exactly. Not only was it one of the most played decks, I'm pretty sure it was also one of the best performing decks. Of course, we don't have that data, but just seeing it all weekend, even the decks that were kind of designed to crush it earlier in the metagame, Blue-White Gift didn't look particularly good against all those rampaging Ferocidons, and then a single Abrade or Lightning Strike suddenly turned the game in Ramineb Red's favor.
All right, Earthshaker Khenra, your card of the weekend. But what about your match of the day? For that, we're sending it down to Tim and Riley.
Thank you, Maria. We've had a whole host of incredible matches today. And of course, the beauty of team competition, those 7 rounds, that was 21 matches that we got to have on camera to some extent. But ultimately, no great surprises that Japan was involved in our match of the day. Was not the final, though. That was actually the match that they faced the very round before against Italy, one of the other high flyers in this competition. Yuya Watanabe winning his game against Andrea Mengucci with comparative ease. Mengucci maybe not quite drawing the lands that he needed, succumbing relatively quickly. But it was Italy able to win things back to force an all-important final game in which it was Shota Yasuoka against Mattia Rizzi.
Absolutely the man of the moment. At the moment, Shota here, he has shown his mastery at both sides of the court, playing traditionally controlled decks, but absolutely took Mattia Rizzi apart here. It is incredible to see the way that this Japanese master took to this game 3, making plays that even the most experienced aggro players may consider missteps and miscalculations. Not eternalizing creatures, not attacking when you think that it's all locked up. But this guy showed the deepest understanding of the texture of games, playing decks, Tim, that he is known to be the antithesis of what this guy is all about. So incredible viewing. Get ahead of yourself. Go and watch the Italy and Japan game match, especially that last one. Shota Yasuoka taking apart Mattia Rizzi. Absolutely masterful stuff.
Fantastic stuff. It was like he was playing both sides of the matchup at the same time, and when you're on both sides, you can't really help but taking it down. Our match of the day, Italy versus Japan. Congratulations again to Japan here from the World Magic Cup.
Well, that is the match of the day, but we had plenty of other amazing matches throughout the weekend, including one that upon its conclusion, Tim ran over here and said, hey, can I change my vote for Coverage Awards match of the year?
Right, and yeah, that was Wales against USA yesterday. They had already faced off once in pool play yesterday, and then in the last round, they faced each other at 1-1 to see who would advance to the top 8. And I think this weekend's been pretty humbling for the average player. We've just talked about how clearly Shota Yasuoka is playing a different game to the one that I play at FNM. But then also, I think, guys, there was an element of the choices being made in that hostage taker, Scarab God scenario. Simon, you were in the booth trying to make sense of it and educate us all whilst it was happening live. But it did feel like there was some very special and intricate magic being played there.
So it's no secret that Standard is very complex right now. Especially Energy, that extra resource dimension, just makes games more interactive, more complex, you have more choices that don't require mana. So all these games are highly interactive. So what we saw there, the game between Wales and USA, and Wales really played their hearts out, it was Jerry Thompson with Sultai energy against Temur energy, and Jerry had to make some really close decisions where he had basically two avenues to victory: play for the super long game, knowledge of the hand, delay the hostage takers and Scarab Gods as long as possible, or take a line where he has his opponent down to 3, and it looks like there are a ton of draw steps that just win him the game. Walking Ballista, one of them. In the end, he doesn't find anything to close out the game, and Wales emerges victorious.
Yeah, that is certainly, next time you've got 3 or 4 hours spare to analyse a match of Magic, I highly recommend Wales against USA.
Yeah, just terrific stuff all weekend, but let's head down to the feature match area to hear from our champions with Brian David Marshall.
Thanks, Maria. Of course, our team of the day is Japan, the World Magic Cup champions, and Hall of Famer Yuya Watanabe, the captain of the team this year. You've been on the team 5 times, and every time, well, just even if you're on the team, you are going to be a strong favorite to win, but haven't had that success. What did you feel this team, what were you feeling about this team coming into the tournament?
今回が渡辺さんにとってはワールドマジックカップ5回目で、いつもやはり渡辺さんがいるということは優勝されるって期待されていたと思ったんですけど、今回やっと念願果たせたと思ったんですね。このチームでプレーできたことについてどう思いますか？
いやもう最高ですね。もうその一言につきます。
Just amazing team. That's it.
Now, Kenta Harane, you, of course, are a Grand Prix champion. You've done very well playing on the Pro Tour, but 2 Hall of Famers by your side. What have you learned playing on Team Japan with these 2 superstars of Magic history?
原根さん自身もグランプリでの優勝ですとかプロツアーでの活躍とか素晴らしい戦歴がありますが、このお二人、安岡さんや渡辺さんというね、マジック界のスーパースターをチームメイトとして何か学ばれたことはありますか？
まずグランプリは優勝してないですけど、今回のこのチームでプレーできることは僕にとってすごい大きなチャンスだと思っていて、身近で2人のプレーを見ることもできたし、でかつそれで今回のような大きな成功というか結果を獲得できたので、すごく嬉しく思いますし、光栄にも思ってます。2人に感謝したいです。
Firstly, I've never won any Grand Prix. And it has been a big success for me that I could play with those superstars really closely. And I think I got to learn a lot of stuff during this event. So it's been a big chance for me, I think.
All right. And finally, Shota Yasuoka, will we see you playing aggro decks from now on? You played them so well. You got to draw cards. You drew 7 cards in a red deck. Is this the end of Shota Yasuoka control?
今日というか3日間アグロデッキをプレイされてて、赤単アグロでも7枚とか引けていたじゃないですか。これでヤソコン終わってしまうんですかと。これからもいろいろと確認していこうかなと。Well, I'll try a lot of deck, and I might play control deck again.
One last opportunity for Yuya. What message do you have for all the fans who are home in Japan and your fans all around the world who are watching you play? Is there anybody you want to thank? Any message you want to send before we let you go to the totally non-biased Nico Nico coverage team that was cheering for you very loudly throughout this tournament?
ですね、非常にね、日本チーム B 期なニコニコ動画のインタビューに帰る前に何か世界中のファンに向けて言いたいことがあればお願いしますと。
今回優勝できて本当に嬉しいです。マジックファンの皆さん応援ありがとうございました。これからも僕ら、プロツアーで頑張っていくんで応援よろしくお願いいたします。
I'm really, really happy that we could win today, and thank you for cheering, everybody. Please cheer me because we're gonna try to do our best in next tournament as well.
No team has ever won 2 World Magic Cups. Maybe this team will see some permutation of them again next year. In the meantime, I'm going to send it back to you guys at the news desk.
Thanks very much to Brian David Marshall, and congratulations to your Magic World Cup champions for 2017. They are Japan. So as we close out the show, thanks to everyone who's been a part of it, whether that's in the booth, in the feature match area, all the players from 73 countries. A lot of them have travelled a long way to be here with us in Nice, France. Thanks to you for being part of it. As we go round the table one last time then, Matej, what's your takeaway from the World Magic Cup 2017?
Well, Brian was just talking about the totally unbiased coverage crew that we are. But we couldn't help ourselves at some moments, and I'm culpable, as many of others are. And one of my moments of the weekend was something that my home country participated in, Slovakia. Is the fact that the World Magic Cup is a young tournament, only started in 2012. This weekend we had 3 countries that made it to their 3rd top 8. Slovakia, one of them, but also Austria and Italy, which is my moment of the weekend for sure, because Italy didn't just go back to back, they went back to back to back, 3 consecutive World Magic Cup top 8, which is incredible, and in all of them, Andrea Mengucci, the key factor.
Yeah, sustained excellence all round. Great job by Mengucci and the Italian squad. Maria, your moment.
So this is my first time attending a World Magic Cup, and I'm going to say something that might sound a little silly, but I think it means a lot in the context of Magic, and that was the teams coming together and some of them winning the Spirit Award, right? So they come in national dress or in costume, and it's just such a wonderful, happy environment here at this tournament. And so congratulations to Mexico, who took home a Spirit Award. Scotland took home a Spirit Award, and of course, my Dragon Boys, Wales, took home a Spirit Award, and they made the top 8, which was just a phenomenal job by them. They came here in their Dragon onesies, of course. Pip Griffiths, the team captain today for the top 8, he classed things up with a tie and a vest over his Dragon onesie. And you know, Magic is a great fun game. Sure, it's full of like serious hard-hitting moments, but it's also a wonderful fun game that you can enjoy with your friends, and I think the spirit of this tournament just showcases that.
The spirit of this tournament, right there, boys and girls. On my right, Simon Goertzen, a moment for you, takeaway?
Yes, I had a lot of friends, a lot of players I used to play against in this top 8. I am German, I live in Italy, I'm friends with Oliver Polak-Rodman, I know Ivan Floch really well, so this was just heartwarming, and of course it's always great to see Europe do well. But I want to mention that not only did Japan for the first time break their World Magic Cup curse, they dominated the field for the very first time, and we're talking about one of the best Magic nations of all time. Also, China making the top 8. I think this World Magic Cup really belongs to the Asia-Pacific region.
Yep, I think that's a very fair point. But of course, it belongs to everyone. It belongs to the Dominican Republic in 33rd. It belongs to last year's champion Greece in 35th. It belongs to Ukraine in 73rd. They didn't win a match on Friday, but they still won a lot of friends, and they'll be back next year looking for that next first win, because that really matters. So whether you were first or 73rd or anywhere in between, thanks for being part of the World Magic Cup. And next year, hopefully we've given you the fire to see whether you could be on one of these teams in the 2018 version of the greatest 3 days of magical fun and wonder and nonsense that we can possibly provide. Matej, Maria, Simon, I'm your host Rich Hagan, saying thanks for being here with the news that Japan are your World Magic Cup champions for 2017.